You know, I've been watching a lot of true crime recently, and a lot of them are from like mental health issues and stuff like that. And a lot of people are like, they should have just reached out, got some help, and blah, blah, blah. But in the moment when you are reaching out and getting help, you can change your mind. And when they're asking you these questions, you know why they're asking you these questions. It's really easy to deduce which questions are or aren't related to the mental illness that they are asking you about. So it's really easy to fake that you're okay and avoid any help. So, like, you're in this mental state. Say it's like a manic episode, and you go to a counselor or some emergency help therapist or something like that, and then your manic episode ends when you get there. You're stuck. Like, you have to go through with this appointment or whatever, meeting or whatever, and but you decide that you don't want help at that moment because it's too hard, or you just don't, you're just not interested in that moment. You think you'll be fine. But it's so easy to just change your mind. It's so easy to identify what answers to give these people because it's obvious. It's obvious what they're asking you. It's obvious. Like, if you know anything about mental health at all, you'll know what the right or wrong answers are. So I'm not saying I sympathize with, like, murderers or anything like that. I am saying, though, that it's very easy to avoid getting help, even if you want it. So I kind of understand when these people with mental health issues just snap. It's because nobody noticed the signs and didn't force them to get any help, which I think should be allowed. Somebody should be able to be like, hey, this person is having these types of thoughts, or this person's behavior is erratic and irregular, and they really need to be evaluated immediately or held for at least 72 hours. Because, yeah, it can be misused, but people in your life can sometimes judge whether you need help better than you can. So, like, because your judgment is clouded with these thoughts, and you're like, no, this is just how I feel, this is what is right, this is, I mean, it's hard to explain, but people on the outside can often tell, like, whether you need help, whether you need help or not. And it's not always enough to just have them tell you that you need help. Sometimes people won't listen. Like, when I was a teenager and if somebody told me, hey, you need to go see a therapist because you are having these thoughts and you need help. In fact, I cut off a friend. I cut off a friend for telling my mom that I was having suicidal thoughts when I was 16. And I stopped talking to her because of that. And I was so angry at her because of that. But, like, I wanted to die, so she was trying to help me. Like, so it's easy. It's easy. And also, during that, like, my mom took me to, like, a therapist or a counselor, and I faked it. I faked that I was fine because it's so easy to just say, "Nah, I'm good," to answer the questions the way they want you to, you know? It's so, or, like, you assume that they want you to. It's so easy to avoid getting mental help. It's so easy. So I think there needs to be a change. Somebody needs to evaluate the protocol for determining whether someone is mentally ill or a danger to themselves or other people, because I think there needs to be some trick questions thrown in. And the reason I say that is because I was watching a true crime documentary or story about this girl who didn't know anything about, like, mental health or anything like that, and they were just asking her straight up, basically, are you schizophrenic? And, like, any logical person would be able to be like, no, I don't have voices. No, of course I don't talk to people who aren't there. No, I don't see things that don't exist, or blah 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 blah. You know, it was just the questions that they asked were so easy. But, like, I think it's important to throw in, like, questions from other mental illnesses just to, like, throw people off, because they're there to they're there to get evaluated, and they know that. And they know what they're getting evaluated for. So it would derail their train of thought if you just threw some random questions from other mental illnesses in there. So, like, you're going in for depression and they ask you about let's say have you, okay, wait, no, they're evaluating you for schizophrenia, and they ask you something like, have you been having, well, not necessarily, because that could be a symptom. Have you been, are you afraid to leave the house, or something like that? Or, like, something like from an illness that isn't related at all. Oh, ask them about, like, physical illnesses. And I know that sounds so stupid, but, like, if you think about it, you're on a one-track mind, and you know what you're there to do, you know what you're being evaluated for, but they throw this question, have you been feeling nauseous, or, like, has your mouth been dry recently, or like, have you been dizzy, or anything like that? Like, you sit there and you go, that doesn't at all relate to what what I'm here for. Why? And then you answer it honestly, and then that starts a cycle of honest answer. I don't know. I think that would help, but that's just me. This is just kind of, I haven't been uploading videos a lot lately, so I figured, like, the thoughts that I have in my head, I might as well just document them, because, I don't know, some people might agree with me, or like, you know, have some input, because, I don't know, it's better to talk to someone than to sit here alone and just think these things, you know, because I'm alone all the time. I don't have friends. I'm just kidding. I have friends. They're always just so busy. So, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed my discussion about mental health and what should be done to prevent, like, murders and stuff. But yeah, leave your feedback in the comments below. I'd love to hear it. And hopefully I'll be making more of these, because it's kind of fun to just sit here and talk shit out of my mouth. Not literally talk shit, but you know what I mean. But yeah, I hope you guys have a good day, afternoon, evening, whatever it is, wherever you are, and I will see you in my next video, whenever the fuck that is.